the refugees are so hungry that they don't care what they get as long as they get food in their bellies. So they're not going to complain or anything. And honestly, rice beans is just it that clogs you up. And if you don't understand what that means, it means you're constipated. So that's not healthy at all as well. And the reason why I'm doing it isn't necessarily to go, hey, raise some money for refugees. Look at me, I'm eating like a refugee. I don't care about that. What I care about is raising the awareness that these are how refugees are eating. And yes, someone mentioned to me, it was a good point, that what about Australian homeless people? Now, there are quite a lot of like soup kitchens and free Meals on Wheels for the homeless people in Australia in particular. And that's great because that means they get bread, food, water. They have a place to stay. There's lots of shelters, homeless shelters as well. I know it's not an excuse or you can't compare because there's a huge difference. But I think we don't really think about it. I mean, well, I didn't really think about it when I first saw it because it came up on Facebook and I read through it, I went to the website and I looked through it and I thought, I don't even think about these people. They were never, ever even in the back of my mind. And I'm thinking, this is a really good cause and I want to make a difference. It makes me feel better. But, I know that I'm not going to get an award or anything, but I know that these people are going to get food and they're going to get some medical attention that they need. Now, let's divert into, so I'm going to change into what the money can do. So I've written a list here. Now, if you go onto the website when you've donated, for those who have donated, where it says starts off the $67 and that tells you how much it feeds. So this is a different list. So $23 can help refugees get a medical referral to get to receive treatment, which is really important. $150 in India can provide special care for 5 malnourished Sri Lankan children. Again, really important. And I've raised $1,600, as I said, that's tick. $500 in Thailand can give 35 Burmese refugee families, that's 35 families, gardening tools that includes shovels, water can thingies, and whatnot, so they can grow their own vegetables, which is again so much. They can grow their own vegetables. So along with their rations, they now have access to other nutrients, which is really important. It can also help their families connect as well. $558. That gives food rations for 2 Syrian refugees. I know it's only 2, but it serves for an entire year. That's 365 days that they get fed just from that $558. And that's amazing for a whole year. Can you imagine living on that for a whole year? I can't. $670 provides 10 infant hygiene parcels to refugees, and that includes toothbrushes, nappies, soap, tissues, and all that stuff, so they can keep children and themselves clean. I mean, the luxury of having a toothbrush. Can you imagine not having a toothbrush as a first world people? I can't. And these people don't have toothbrushes, but now that they can provide it for them just by raising this money. And this is what you guys have done. You've raised this money for them. And moving on, so $960 provides a day forum for children. So what that means is the refugee children learn some life skills and they socialize with other children. So that's extremely important because it can raise their confidence levels as well, and they also get to sort of come to terms with the trauma that they've had, because the majority of refugees, their families have been raped, or their villages have been burnt, or they've been in war, so they've lost their home. So that's really important because the children will be traumatized. so 100 no sorry 100 $1,152. That provides a training course for women to make handicrafts to sell, and they also learn how to preserve meat. And you're thinking, well, I was thinking preserve meat, why? And then I realized, well, can you imagine getting fresh meat, having no refrigerator, learning to preserve that meat, and that could last for weeks, even months. I mean, cured meats, that's what they lived off in wars, and that could make a huge difference. That could make a huge difference in nutrition wise, at least, because, and flavor, I suppose, as well. $1,200 in Ethiopia can pay for medical expenses for critically ill refugees. I mean, that's amazing. Like, that could treat scurvy, for instance, for the lack of vitamin C that I mentioned before. And so $6,915. So I'm assuming that these are sort of all grouped together, not just from me raising money, but this is from everyone who's taken the challenge or raised some money or donated. That provides a community medical day, and that enables hundreds of refugees access to medical care. And that's really important as well. So it's, these things are, we're making a difference, everyone who's donated. And what I'm trying to do is trying to say, hey, you know, we live in an awesome world. We have food on the table, a roof over our heads, and we don't think anything of it. But doing this kind of makes me reflect, I think, on how good we have it and how a little bit of money can go a long way. I mean, $23 can help a refugee get medical treatment. $23. That's, for instance, what's that? That's a McDonald's dinner box plus a 6-pack of nuggets, for instance. Just, that's a really, like, a dinner box is $19.99 or whatever, and a 6-pack of nuggets is like $4. I mean, that's nothing, and that can help save a life. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is that these are the reasons why I've decided to participate, and these are the reasons why I'm doing the video log. So you can see my progress. Actually, Brittany mentioned that I was starting to look really, really exhausted by the end of the week. And yeah, I did. I felt exhausted. I felt run down. I was hungry, but not hungry as in I need food. I was hungry for flavor, because our bodies are so used to having flavor and food whenever we want it. Chocolate, fruit, vegetables. I'm actually craving vegetables. And that's all. You know what? Technically, that's all in my head. It was all in my head. Because my body's so used to it. It was hard, but it was a good experience, I think, and I'm proud that I've done it. And I like that everyone's supported me so much. And please don't feel bad if you haven't donated. Just watching me or looking at my post and liking it or whatever is essentially like a part of it anyway. Money isn't a thing. It's kind of letting the refugees know that, yeah, we do think about them and we do care, and, well, I care at least. Yeah, and I just wanted to make this video so you sort of understood my mindset and where it came from and sort of what it means. And I hope I've addressed everything. I know no one really asked me a question except for Jenny. But yeah, so this is it. And I'm full of food, which is great, as you'll see my crazy video before. But I just really wanted to touch base with what this really was about. And it's about not treating humans like they're filth. I mean, how hard is it for refugees in particular to give them sustainable food? I mean, I know I'm not very political and I don't have a lot of knowledge about the government and how much money is going here, what, where. But for me, I think if I can afford $100 to give to somebody so they can buy food, why can't the government support this, and why can't they do better? I don't know. But that's me, and I know that I'm quite naive, and like I said, I do not have any knowledge at all about the government. So it could just me being stupid. But I am going to share a link to an interesting video as well, which will be down below. So please have a look at that, because that's really good too. And that was I watched it, and that was really eye-opening too. But thank you so much again for watching everything. I know this is a really long video. It's like 20 minutes and 12 seconds. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And this will probably be the last video for the ration challenge. But stay tuned, because I'm probably going to do some more videos about other things. And yeah, again, thank you for following me on my journey. And this is Chev out for the last time.